Welcome back to PNG Pulse, your go-to source for news and updates in Papua New Guinea. Today we bring you an in-depth look at the growing criticisms against Prime Minister James Marape's economic policies. As Papua New Guinea's economy faces growing instability, two of the country's most influential leaders, former Prime Minister and member for Yalabu Pangia Peter O'Neill, and Deputy Opposition Leader James Nomane, are calling for Prime Minister James Marape to step down. With rising debt, reckless borrowing and missed opportunities to strengthen the economy, the pressure is mounting on Marape to take responsibility for the nation's economic struggles. Both leaders have raised serious concerns about the future of the economy, citing a range of issues including mismanagement of resources and the government's failure to capitalize on key opportunities. Let's break down their main criticisms. Peter O'Neill's criticisms. 1. Controversial social media test. O'Neill criticized the government's controversial test on social media platforms, which coincided with Marape's court appearance in the Paraka matter. He described this move as a draconian attempt to suppress social media activity, arguing it would deepen public frustration and mistrust. 2. Rising debt. O'Neill accused Marape of increasing public debt from 32 billion Kina to 60 billion Kina over just 5 years. He argued that this massive increase in borrowing has not led to any tangible improvements for the people of Papua New Guinea. 3. Reckless spending. He criticized Marape for squandering record budgets without delivering meaningful development results. Instead of investing in long-term growth, O'Neill claimed that the government used loans and handouts to maintain political power. 4. Missed economic opportunities. O'Neill pointed out that Marape failed to capitalize on record-high gold and oil prices to strengthen the country's economy. Instead, he focused on borrowing and seeking foreign aid, missing out on an opportunity to bolster the national economy. 5. Lack of transparency. O'Neill raised concerns about the absence of annual audits by the Auditor General, as required under Section 214 of the Constitution. He argued that this lack of transparency was a sign of poor governance and undermined public trust. James Nomane's criticisms. 1. Excessive borrowing. Nomane echoed O'Neill's concerns, noting that Marape's government borrowed 37 billion Kina in just 5 years. This borrowing has resulted in high interest costs and worsened the country's debt-to-GDP ratio, which is now over 52%. 2. Kina devaluation. Nomane blamed Marape for the planned devaluation of the Kina, which he argued has eroded the purchasing power of Papua New Guineans, leading to increased inflation and making basic goods unaffordable for the population. 3. Economic mismanagement. Nomane accused Marape of failing to achieve meaningful economic growth, job creation, or price stability. He pointed to stalled projects like the PNG LNG project in Gulf Province and declining foreign investor confidence as evidence of economic mismanagement. 4. Misuse of funds. Nomane criticized the government's Connect PNG program, describing it as a con act designed to divert funds for political purposes, instead of investing in infrastructure and other projects that could spur economic growth. Lastly, impact on institutions. Nomane argued that Marape's interference with the central bank and poor fiscal policies have weakened important public institutions, which has had a negative effect on socio-economic conditions across the country. Both O'Neill and Nomane agree on one crucial point, that Marape's economic policies have led to rising inflation, financial instability, and a deteriorating quality of life for many Papua New Guineans. They argue that a shift in leadership and a re-evaluation of economic strategies are necessary to address these growing challenges. As we've heard, there are serious concerns about the direction of Papua New Guinea's economy under Prime Minister Marape's leadership. The rising debt, mismanagement of resources, and failure to capitalize on key opportunities have led to growing frustration among many. Both leaders are calling for immediate changes to steer the country back towards sustainable growth and prosperity. What do you think? Are these concerns justified? Do you agree with the call for change? Share your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today's update. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and stay informed for more updates on this developing story and more from Papua New Guinea.